Hey guys, thanks for joining me today for a lower body workout. All you will need today is a possible TheraBand. This is one of the circular ones. You don't have to use a band for this workout. I made sure that all the exercises we're doing today will still be beneficial with just your body weight. We're also gonna be using a bench later on. This bench that I'm using today is just a little over the knee height. You can go lower than that, but I wouldn't go higher. So you can use a couch, a chair, any kind of bench that, like I said, is about knee height, nothing as high as your hip. That's what we're looking for today. Before we get going with the band, we're gonna do a little hip and core warm up, okay? So have a seat on the floor. Make sure you have enough space to move around. The more room, the better. I realize this is an in-home workout, so sometimes we're a little bit confined. But for this warm up, it's not gonna be a static held stretch. It's gonna be a little bit more dynamic movement here. So I've got my legs, if you're mirroring me right now, your legs are gonna be pointed over to the right, and we're gonna be twisting to the left, okay? So make sure you have an open posture in your knee so that the knee is not cramped in here. You don't need your heel into your hips. Open it up a little bit, make a triangle shape with both legs. And then go ahead and inhale, grow tall. And as you exhale, you're gonna twist it to the left. You can grab your left knee with your right hand and rotate. As you're rotating, think of growing taller through the center as you exhale out all the way back around. And then we're gonna try to shift without using the arms. So again, grab a hold, exhale, twist. And if it feels really tight to you, you can go ahead and stay in that posture, but I'm gonna take it up to a little bit more of a flow. So we're gonna inhale, lift, and exhale, no arms, rotate to the other side, twist taller, and inhale through center, exhale, twist. Inhale up and over, exhale, twist. As you rotate, think of growing even taller. Lift up out of your sit bones, exhale it around the other side. Inhale one more time through, and the other side. Very nice. A little more hip and core, okay? So now you're gonna be starting in a plank position. Okay, and when you're in the plank, I'm gonna show you for this side. When you're in the plank position, I want you to feel like your belly is drawing up and in. So you're doing a core move here, not just the stretch. If you bring that left foot forward, you're trying to get it as close to the hand as possible. And then that left hand comes up and you open through the chest. Inhale back to the floor. Take it back to your plank, switch sides. Right foot comes down, right arm opens. And again, you can take these slow and you can just hold it, but I'm gonna take it up to a tempo. So we inhale forward, exhale lift. Take back, and alternate. We'll go 4 more here. Belly up, foot forward, rotate. Make sure you're not over rotating. Stay long through the neck. Last one to the left. And last one to the right. And open. And round out your back. Very good. A little bit of inner hip, inner thigh. Turning this right foot out for me here. Go ahead and keep your knee stacked right over your ankle. This hip on the opposite side, your left is gonna be pointing right towards me. So make sure you have a little bit of space here. All you're gonna do is hinge at this knee to come towards it, okay? It doesn't have to be your fullest range right away. And as you inhale, lengthen that leg and side bend over. Come back up, again, hinge at the knee, slide down towards the floor as you're going over to the right. And then as you come up, lengthen and over. And we'll go for 4. Down abdominals are still engaged. And for 3, reach. Make sure you're staying forward with your torso and not rotating over to your right. And last one, hinge and side bend. Same thing to the other side. So if your left foot is pointed towards the wall, your right hip and knee are pointed towards me. Again, we hinge at the knee, not going so far that your knee goes over your toe. So if you have to walk that foot out further, go ahead and check in with that one. Inhale towards the wall. Exhale, pull back, belly draws up and in. Maybe you flex through that foot if you want a little extra. Over. And hinge. And lift tall. And side bend. And you may have a tighter side. So spend a little bit more time on it. Maybe you stay there for a moment. Give it an extra breath. And last 2. And over. And last 1. And reach. Very nice. Last little dynamic warm up we're going to do here is starting in a sumo squat. If you have knee injuries, skip this one. But to be totally honest, this is not a knee injury type workout. So with your healthy knees, go ahead and turn the feet out just a little bit and make sure you set your heels slightly wider than the pelvis. If you want to add a little extra hip opening, you can clasp the hands together and press out through the elbows as you drop down through the tailbone. On the inhale, you're going to try to grow taller through your spine. On the exhale, the lower belly draws up and in, and you plant the hands. And push the floor away while you're there. And then again, we'll inhale back down. Tall spine, drop the hips, exhale, press it away. Inhale, lift, open through the collarbones, lift through the chest, drop through the pelvis. And then exhale, belly draws up. And 2 more. Inhale here. And exhale up. And last one. Inhale down. And exhale, everything pulls up and in. And just hang there for a moment. Maybe you take your hands to the back of your head. And then we'll finally roll it on up. All right, so it's time for the TheraBand. If you're going to be using it, I'm using a medium tension. Actually, this is my medium. You can go up or down on plenty of these exercises. I'm just going to stick with the medium band so I don't totally burn out. So go ahead and slip that on. Where it's going to go is just at the meaty part of your calf, okay? Okay, guys, I lied. We're going to start with the band above the knee, and then we'll move it down for the next exercise. But I really want you to activate those outer hips and outer glutes. So for this first exercise, slightly above the knee is where we're going with this band, okay? So we warmed up the core because I want you to use it throughout the whole exercise, the whole workout today, actually. So first start with engaging through the core. There's going to be a little balance factor here. Just remember, when you rise up on your toe, you're not allowing a whole lot of forward and back shift. I want you to think more up and down as opposed to that forward and back, okay? So the first one we're going to do is pull the belly in, squeeze out into that band, but your knees are not going to go wider than your hip, right? Just active, okay? On the exhale, take it down. Hold here, and when you come on up, you're going to find balance up on your toes. And again, it's an exhale down because the belly's drawing in there, and then an inhale to lift. Trying to find balance on all 10 toes. Belly in and lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale down. Inhale, tall, and exhale down. Last 4. And for 3, squeeze to the top. And for 2. And last good. Hold that releve, keep those heels lifted. Now as we come down, we hold, and now we're gonna plant those heels to rise back up. Again, find balance to come down. Down, let that band collapse your knees in, and then flatten the feet to come back up. Inhale to rise up, exhale to lower down. Maintain that posture as you flatten out the feet. Left. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to lower down. Flatten the feet to press through the heels. Last 5. And for 4. And for 3. Squeeze to the top. And 2. Last one, lift. Come on down, hold this posture. Tiny little pulses out into the band. So the stomach is pulling in and the feet are not rolling out to the baby toe. You still keep that big toe connected to the floor for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift. Very nice. I'm gonna face you to show you this next one. We're gonna be flat-footed for this one. And again, just get those squats going again. Make sure your knee is tracking right over your toe, but not beyond. So we're gonna hold it here. So when you come on down, you're gonna hold your posture upright from the hips up. The knee is not going over the toe. And if you go ahead and take your right foot out, you're gonna tap the toe, pull it back in for 8 and 7. You don't have to flatten this foot out. 6 for 5, 4, try not to shift too far. 2 and 1, bring it in to lift. Same thing to the other side. Go ahead and exhale down, draw the belly in. Inhale, find length, tap, and squeeze it in. It doesn't have to go any more narrow than hips width. For 8, 7, 6, for 5, try not to shift right, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Bring it in to lift. Very nice. So you should feel your outer hips warming up. We're going into some skaters, right? So go ahead and shift right to left, bending when you go to the left, bending when you go to the right. I want you to have a slightly wider stance, but still parallel, okay? And I'm gonna keep the hands behind just to keep my shoulders open, because I don't want you to feel like you're rounding forward here, okay? So I think my feet are forward, yeah. From here, we're gonna bend into that right knee and slightly shift. And then you're gonna shift it to the left. And then you're gonna lift back up. 2 more, just shift, stay low, and lift. 1 more time. Shift right, stay low, left, and lift. Reverse. You're gonna shift down to the left, stay low to the right, and lift. For 2. Try to almost get that parallel to the ground feel. 1. Very good. So now you know your width and how wide you're gonna go. And that's what it should feel like when we do these squats, right? So now we're tall on the spine. We're gonna take it to your right first. You're gonna squat down, keeping this left leg long to start. Then you're gonna shift over that left leg, and then you're gonna bring it back up to a parallel stance. Again, coming down, and shift, and lift, lower, and shift, squeeze all the way up. Take it right, left, and lift, and lower right, left, lift. Last 4. Check in with those knees and toes, make sure that they're not turning out or turning into pigeon toes. Last one, and lift, other side. So again, you step out left, you hinge at the hips, bend into this left knee only, make sure your butt is going back so your knee doesn't protrude forward, And then we're gonna shift it. And then we're gonna lift it. Squeeze everything as you come in, up and in. Again, take it left, right, and squeeze. Take a peek at your knees. Make sure you're not going beyond your toe. And lift. Last 3. And lift. For 2. For 1. Shift, shift, and lift. Okay. Now I've got the band down lower, as you can see. You can go as high as the meaty part of your calf or as low as the ankle. I have mine just in between because if you worked with these bands before, you know that they tend to slip and slide once you get jumping around a little bit. So from here, we're gonna bring it down to a plank. So go ahead and inhale, lift it up. Exhale, fold forward. Walk yourself on out to your plank position, okay? Shoulders are gonna stack up over the wrist, and then you're gonna pull your belly up and in to support. From here, you're gonna pulse. Let's start with the right leg pulsing up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopping it in, hold your squat, okay? And as you can see, my band already slid. So if it has, bring it back, take your feet wider. Come on down and hop to your plank. Left foot lifts for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hop in, hold your squat. Come on down, take it back, and lift that right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close it in, lift through your torso, come back down, take it back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more each side. Hop to the squat, maintain that posture. Abs are in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in and up. Take it on down. Take it back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend those knees, round out through your spine. And those are tough. So we're moving on to the back. So if you want to get closer to your bench or your chair, whatever you're using, we'll keep the bands close by. I'm just gonna turn my bench around for a better view. Okay, so now we've got that band back up above the knees. We're sitting close to the bench or the couch, whatever you're using here. Go ahead and turn towards it, roll on down to flat on your back. You want to be close enough to where your knees end up at a 90-degree angle, like so. Okay. From here, make sure your neck is nice and long, arms pressed down by the side. We're going to start with the feet in parallel, okay? So go ahead and take a deep breath in there. As you exhale, bridge the hips up, abduct the knees out, and then control the release of the band as you're coming down. So it's up, parallel, and out to the band, and then slow release of the band on the way down. Back up and out, slow releasing back down. And you'll definitely notice your tighter side or your weaker side with that band on there. And release down together. We'll go for 5. Lift and reach out, control the release. For 4. And for 3. And for 2. Not going any closer than parallel on this one on the way down. Now we're going to turn our feet open to where our heels connect and our toes reach out, right? And from here, you're going to lift up. You're going to have about a diamond shape in the legs. You're going to press out into the band for 10, 9. These are small pulses. Don't go too wide. 8, 7, 6, for 5, 4, 2, 1. Release the band. Use your core to come on down. I'm going to move my band to the ankle or slightly above. And now the feet are going to be in a wide kind of second position. So slightly turned out, wider than the hips. Okay. And you're going to keep that angle directed out towards the walls. Big breath in. You're going to exhale to lift. Connect through the knees. And the feet will follow here. Keep the knees connected on the way down. And then pivot out at the bottom. Exhale to lift. Inhale to squeeze and lower. Exhaling out and up. Inhale together and down. 3 more. Out to lift. In to lower down for 2. And in to come down. Last one. Out to lift. Come on in to lower down. Reverse. Keep the knees connected. So you've got this tripod. Squeezing through the inner thigh to come up. Turn out to come down. And again, you want those feet to follow. It's not natural, so you have to take a little bit more time. Maybe peek at your feet. Make sure they're turning with the knee. Last 3. And come on down. Inner thigh connects to lift. Outer hip engages to lower down. And 2. Down. And a 1. And lower down. Very good. Keep that band if you would like. If not, you can take it off. I'm going to bring mine back up to above the knees for some single leg here. So go ahead and come on up into your bridge. Find your highest bridge, but then connect through the ribs. This one, you're going to have a slightly more narrow stance in your feet. And you're going to extend. We'll go right out through that right leg. You're going to abduct out to the side for 10. Come back to parallel. 9. It's not turning out on this one. 8. 7. 6. Try not to lose that hip height for 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Close it in. Come on down to lift back up. Find the top. Squeeze through the center. Find your core. Extend out to the left and pulse it out for 10. Control the release. Reach it. 9. And out for 8. You're 7. Not losing the hip stability on that right side. For 5. And 4. For 3. 2. And 1. Find the connection in the core. Now curve your spine on down. Rolling to hug the knees into the chest. Very good. We're continuing on with the bench and the band. This time you're going to be on the edge of the bench. So I'm going to move mine just a little bit. But now we're going to be on the stomach. So if your bench or couch is not suitable to be lying on your stomach and fully supported through your torso, not below the hips, just your torso, then go ahead and do this exercise on the floor, okay? Okay, so we've got the band still located at the ankle now, okay? And again, if you don't have an edge of a bench here to lay your stomach on, the abdomen, then you may do these on the floor. It's perfectly fine. There's just not gonna be as much of a range of motion, okay? So your hip hinge to lower down is gonna be much smaller because you're just going from the floor up. So expect maybe 2 to 3 inch range of lift from the legs, okay? So from here, if you're on the bench or on the couch, it's gonna be the hip that lines up to the edge, okay? I had to angle mine out a little bit so I didn't kick this device here. So make sure you have some room outside of you as well. When you come onto the stomach, you're gonna rest the upper body as best you can. Pull up and in from the abdomen and then float the legs up. Okay, so right now my legs are parallel and we're just going to exhale them apart, inhale them together. 5 more for 5 and 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, Now you're gonna hip hinge down. If you don't have room to hinge, slide back. So you're gonna come down to the floor or below the bench. You're gonna lift up and out and release it to lower. Exhale to lift and out. Inhale to lower. For 4, and for 3, for 2, and for 1. Come on down, slip that band off if you can. Release your foot. And now we're gonna bend at the knees. So go ahead and float the feet up. A little turnout this time. Bend the knees and connect the heels. We're gonna inhale, reach them long, and exhale, pull them in. For 5, and pull. And 4, pull together. For 3, and in. For 2, connect. For 1, hold them in. Flex those feet and pulse up to the ceiling. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Reach them long. Quick break. Bend at the knees. Sit back and do a child's pose. Round out your lower back. And we've got one final set. So again, we're back at the hip hinge here. So bring it forward, pull the abdomen up and in, keep it supported for the low back. This time we're going from the long legs, still in turnout. You're gonna bend in, press up, come down, stretch the legs far. Bend to lift, lower to reach long. Bend to lift, lower to reach long. Last 3, lift, reach it long, and 2, reach long, and 1, lift. Good. Final pulses here are long legs, heels connected at the bottom, and reach for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees down, hinge at the hip, round out your lumbar. One last time, and just hang here for a couple breaths. Okay guys, final exercises of this workout today are meant to open up the hip, open up the hamstring while still strengthening it, still not a static stretch. So if you need something for balance, a foam roller would work great, or you can have another chair up in front of you to hang on to, like a higher chair with the low cushion behind you, either the bench, because we're gonna be elevating the back leg. So if you wanna work on your stabilizers, a little bit of a balance challenge, go ahead and try it without something to hang on to, but if you feel like you need something for a little bit more balance and support to help you, go ahead and place that right in front of you. I'm gonna give you the option to try it out, okay? So with the back heel elevated, you're trying to, I already feel a stretch with my foot elevated. You can do these from the floor if this feels like it's too tight on your hip, okay? But the pelvis is still shifted forward. Your front right knee and toes are going straight ahead, okay? And it doesn't have to be a deep knee bend, but I want you to bend a little into your right knee or whatever leg is in front. For me, I've got the left leg back. And you wanna keep the torso pulled back so you're not leaning forward. So go for a little bit of a stretch here. Come on out of it, lengthen that back leg to hinge forward. Now we're going for the stretch of the right hamstring. And then lift it back up. Again, soften this left knee before you hinge down and back. And then lengthen it out straight to come forward. And again, you can keep something in front of you for support if you're not feeling comfortable with the balance. So inhale, lower. And then exhale, belly pulls up and in. Hinge it forward. And we'll go 2 more. Inhale, find the balance. Exhale, forward. And last one. And forward. Very nice. Come up, shake it out. If you're holding something for support, right, it's the same movement. You've just got the hands here to help. And again, I feel like I want to keep it even with the other side. So again, it's the hinge and then the hinge at the hip with the back leg straight. Trying to stretch this front left leg now, okay? So options to hang on to something. Inhale to bend back knee, torso lifted. Exhale, coming forward, lengthening out through that right heel. Lift and bend. And forward. Let's try for 3 more. 3 and forward. And 2. To forward. Find that balance, still 1. And to forward. Very nice. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Go ahead and finish it up with your hips. If you can do a little bit of static stretching on your own, I strongly encourage it. That was a tough workout, so tomorrow focus on your outer hips stretching, your low back. Even though that's not our focus of today, those tend to be the muscles that can tighten faster than others. So keep it hydrated, keep moving, don't sit still. Thanks for working hard, guys.